In this video, we're going to be doing a quick breakdown on EURUSD and where I expect it to move this week. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a great weekend and I hope last week was profitable. Following on from last week's video on Monday, I shared with you targets for EURUSD. So I was either looking for price to make a move up from where it is now, or for price to pull all the way down into this demand area here before fulfilling 1.14400. We can see the 1.14400 did come through. We had this large push to the upside. Unfortunately, we didn't get that pull down to demand, but if you did use initiative there is a high chance you'd have got yourself a trade in towards that 1.1440 target. Now, long term, what we can see here is that this push broke over this supply zone here. So actually seeing this break of structure tells me that we could be in for the extended target. If you did watch last week's video, you'll see that I did cover a target into 1.15250 as an extended movement that may come through. So now that we've seen this higher high in the trend, I do expect that we'll push towards that 1.1550 level, somewhere up around here. And what we actually have to see first is some of this imbalance filled. So for the upcoming week, I have a couple of ideas. Now, most of these take place around the hourly time frame. So if we drop down to the hourly time frame now that we have the higher time frame picture there, where we've seen a break of structure, we are now bullish and we can expect price to move towards 1.1550. We can now work out what do we expect the market to do this coming week. So where price is right now, we've seen a large impulsive move. We had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we broke down with this impulsive bearish move to lower lows. Price is now trading within this large imbalance price area, which leads down towards this demand zone. So marking on this demand, I think this is a clear target for price to come into. This is also one of the areas I will be looking at for reversals. Now, we do have three major areas for potential reversals on EURUSD. We have that first zone. We also then have this secondary zone here. And then we even have the extreme zone, which is down here in the lows. So it's possible price could reverse from any one of these levels. Obviously, having multiple zones can be tricky, and a lot of people bring discretion into it. What we will do instead is keep things systematic and instead just look for bullish reversals, right? So when we approach one of these levels, we'll be looking for this pattern here, where we come from lower lows and lower highs into a higher high and then higher lows. And when we do that, we can start to take the market up from there. So we'll simply look for this reversal confirmation in each of the zones. If it doesn't occur in this zone, we'll look towards this zone. If it doesn't occur in that zone, we'll look towards this zone. This way, we're only entering with confirmation, and it doesn't matter then if the levels hold up or not, because we won't be in the trades unless the confirmation is given. So this will allow us to achieve a nice trade without really adding much risk whatsoever, because we're only getting in when the market shows us it is ready to shift the trend. Now, I have to say, my two favorite levels for this is going to be this zone and this zone here. I'm not too interested or expecting a reversal from this level, to be honest, due to the larger balances we have below. This was the final zone before we really started to take off. And then obviously this is the imbalanced extreme with heavy imbalance into that. So these are the two preferred levels, but I will also be watching here for those reversals. If they do come through, we can definitely look to start buying. So that's the overall picture then. I'm looking for the longs from one of these levels, primarily these two here, to actually take the price into 1.15500 for an extended swing to fulfill some of those higher time frame targets and fill some of the 4-hour and daily imbalances. Now, intra-week though, we do have opportunity here to potentially sell down. Okay, we can see that we're trading now in this large price area, this open price gap. We have large imbalance into this demand zone. We have further imbalance into these two demand zones as well. And we can see if we look at the structure that the market has shifted from higher highs and higher lows into now a lower low. So we've seen here the market shifting over, large bearish impulse, open space below. It's very likely that we can continue selling this down to fulfill some of these targets, which would give us a nice sell trade before the buy trade comes through. So what I'll be looking for on EURUSD this week for the shorts is for this zone here to be fulfilled. We have a small open gap into that area. My usage of imbalances actually leaves this valid. Now, I know some people will say that this is not an open imbalance. That's totally fine. Depends who you learn from. This is how I learn. I essentially self-taught myself imbalances. So that's what works for me. Tested this a lot and it works for me. If we have open price gaps into supply zones, I don't mind if this wick is touching this wick and so on. Generally, it's going to work for me a lot of the time. So that is my use of imbalances, and I will be looking for price to come and fill into this supply zone up here. If that does come through, then there should be a very nice short from there, and we can once again use the confirmation pattern, just like this one, but flipped on its head. So we'll be looking for the higher highs and higher lows to shift into lower lows and lower highs, and then we can sell it off from there. Now for this short, if we do get this short on, I will actually just be looking towards this area here for the targets. I'll take the majority, if not all of the position here, and then await reversals. You could actually just hold the position and run it through and then hedge against it with buys. But I think this is the high probability area to start taking profit on any shorts that we get in here. And then we'll just monitor for reversals and see if anything is going to come through for the larger move up. And overall, really, that is all I want to say on EURUSD and all that I'm looking for on the higher time frame and medium time frame pictures for this pair. We're looking for sells into buys to take the price ultimately into 1.15500. But being an extended swing target, it's obviously going to take a while to get there. So the target trade for this week may very well be this short from around 1.14700 down towards 1.136,700. I hope you found this video beneficial. If you have, please drop a like, drop a comment if you have any questions or your opinions on EURUSD. I look forward to hearing those. And without further ado, I hope you found value in the video, and I'll see you in the next one.